What is going on, everybody? My name is Japes. Welcome to my first FIFA 14 gameplay. You can see my record on the screen up there. This is after having played a little bit of Ultimate Team. I did drop some games, trying some things out, but that is a-okay. I'm going to be playing my man Cal frickin' Freezy, or just Cal Freezy, and we're going to be using two of our Ultimate Teams. Now, everybody at this event was trying to, try some new things out, figure out this, figure out that, and so he's using a team that maybe he's testing out. I'm using a team in a formation that I recommended to you guys earlier. It's in one of my top fives. It's a 4-4-2 formation, but I am using the second version, so I have two defensive mids rather than two center mids. I'm also going to be using two of the players that I listed in my 25 best under 85 rating. That is going to be Shaarawy, Higuain, Balotelli. Actually, this one had a bunch of them. Lamela. This was one of my favorite teams to use, so we're trying it out. We got Dirty Talk versus Cal's Bum Boys, and this is the squad that Cal's going to be using. He's got the 4-3-3, the second version. This is a very good formation as well. The holding midfielder, and then the two true center mids versus the. There's just so many versions of the 4-3-3. You have to check them all out for yourself to figure out which one you like best. Obviously, I like the one with the two defensive mids and the one center mid best, but that is just me personally. He's got Hulk, he's got Willian. He has the Onzi Willian. Obviously, Willian now plays for Chelsea, but this team would still work out for him because of the full Brazilian links. We're going to be heading into this match. You can see the loading screens. Pretty standard, typical stuff. He's using Chelsea's classic kits. I'm using Aston Villa's classic kits. So classic kits are in FIFA. Third kits are in FIFA, but you can only have a home and away. However, you can use two away kits if you want. You can use two home kits if you want. You can use two classic kits if you want. You can use two third kits if you want. It does not matter. We're going to get things started though, and it is the young Freezy going on a bit of a skill run with Hulk. I'm going to just talk about different things as they happen with the gameplay. First thing you're going to notice is that turning is a lot different. Now, the passing's still quite good, and you can still play plenty of 1-2 passes. Your wingers, depending on the formation, are still quite good about overlapping. However, the first touch and the ball control is something that everybody's going to have to get used to. If you try to change direction too quickly, if you try to pass too quickly while you don't have the ball under control, it's just not going to work out perfectly, as you saw on the screen right there. But this is a realistic change, and it's something that once I kind of got used to it, it seemed to just get all the better for me. Shaarawy, nice bit of work to bully his player off the ball, doing a little bit of skills, testing it out. I've got Taiwo back at Milan. He has a beastly long shot, but there you can see the fake shot is not what it once was. That was me holding sprint, trying to fake shot backwards. It is just not the same thing, and it's quite apparent. When you pick it up, the demo drops on the 10th, so everybody will be able to download that then. A little bit of luck off of a corner right there, and it's into the back of the net, and you guys are going to say, oh my gosh, please, no, how can this happen? But if Cal had been smashing the B button, he would have been able to get that cleared out. A little bit unlucky for him, and a little bit, a very bit lucky for me. So an own goal for Marcelo, and on the topic of Marcelo, he has great FIFA stats. He's actually terrible. Well, he's not terrible. I despised playing with him in this game. He just felt completely out of control, all over the place. Obviously, this team wouldn't work out because I've got Lamela's obviously with Spurs now, so the chemistry wouldn't be quite right, but I was just testing the long shots out right there with the long finesse shot, trying to see exactly what you can and can't get away with. Once I know what I can get away with fully, I'll be letting you guys know about that as well. But until that time comes, I'm still going to be playing with it. I will do some tutorials this year, as I get asked about them every year, and it's kind of one of those things that I always mean to do. I've been working on my editing skills a little bit, so I'm trying to get that to be a bit better. You can see Balotelli just busting through. He still gets what he wants. I was so disappointed not to see him be a 4-star skiller in this year's FIFA, but seeing it's interesting. They essentially kind of traded Lewandowski and Balotelli. Lovely bit of skill from Cal right there, and he's unlucky not to get inside. He had me fooled, and they traded Lewandowski's now got 4-star skills. Balotelli's got 3. and Lewandowski might be this year's Balotelli for me. I'll just leave it at that. But you can see with this formation, your outside wingers, plenty of gaps and a nice bit of space for them to get forward. Shaarawy right there trying to cut it back, just can't do so. Slide tackling's pretty good on this game. If you time it well, they generally pick the right animation, which hasn't been the case on all FIFAs. You see right there, I try to just use a left trigger turn really quick back, and you can see it's just not as fluid, and that's what I'm doing right there. The left bumper, like these quick little turns, is actually what I found to be a more reliable way of turning, and I'm essentially just playing with the skills, trying to see what I can and can't get away with, and when you do that, more often than not, you're going to lose out. I'm fortunate enough to keep it. Daniela De Rossi, a little bit of free space, and a snapshot just wide. I think from that area right there, it's actually going to be a better shout to almost always go for a finesse shot. Well, maybe, I don't know. I don't think that's always going to be the case, but finesse shots are really quite good. Now, in head-to-head, I don't think finesse shots are maybe as strong. And I don't think they'll be as strong in the full version, and definitely not in the demo, because it was one of the things that I know EA was looking at changing. So they're already trying to make massive updates. Obviously, the game hasn't been released yet, but as far as I know, they're taking into consideration what people from the community beta have been saying, what people have been saying from playing the game at Gamescom, from playing it at E3, and Cal Free with Ronaldinho decides to hit it and hope for the best. Now, you can see I've got Agbana playing center back for me on this Ultimate Team, and in 13, obviously, Agbana was a very, very strong player and somebody that, you know, he went for like 4,000 coins as a non-rare, which just speaks to how strong and how good he was and he is. Now he plays for Juventus, so getting, you know, some really nice, strong links is a lot easier with him. On the same token, I felt like he wasn't as good in this year's FIFA. He kind of felt like he got out of position more often, and just his pure pace wasn't enough to make him just a ridiculous tank. Now, you can see the push and pull right there. A little too much push from Cal. But even though Balotelli outdoes Naldo by maybe 10 sprint speed, once the defenders seem to be able to get a lock onto the attacker, if they're strong enough, they're going to be able to bully them off. That's, you know, thinking about... I'll show a gameplay where I used a bunch of 5-star skillers coming up here over the next few days just to try out the skilling mechanics a little bit more. And you'll see that... Like Bernard, for example, with his 21, that was so close to going in. With his 21 strength, just gets bullied off the ball like there is no tomorrow. So it's going to be finding that balance. Actually, my favorite 5-star skiller, which I'll go into further, was Andres D'Alessandro, the Argentinian skiller from the Liga do Brazil. Now, he's been 5-star skills in many of the past FIFAs. He's had a couple really, really nice inform cards. I think it was FIFA 12 that he had the really nice inform cards. Maybe even FIFA 11 as well. But he, I think, will be definitely a player you'll want to have. He's got a nice combination of strength, pace, size, all things that you'll need to, I guess maybe succeed the best with it. But we're trying our best here to get a few more goals. Nice little tackle. And Paul Pogba is actually a very, very strong player. His ball control is kind of a letdown on FIFA this year, at least to start. Now, you can apply some of the chemistry styles, and I'll go through all of the chemistry styles in a video probably over the next couple days as well, and show you guys exactly what each one of them will do. Probably give a best guess as to which ones will sell for the most, because there are certain stats that are obviously always going to be a little bit more important on FIFA. You're going to have your pace, you're going to have your strength, you're going to have your dribbling. Passing is kind of one of those things that gets overlooked in Ultimate Team. So the cards that improve the passing probably won't go for as much, even though I'll still, anything that you can do to boost your player's stats is going to be a good thing. So having some sort of a chemistry style on your player is always going to be a bit more beneficial than having nothing on there at all. It's kind of, I can't decide what I think about chemistry styles. In some senses, it feels like it's just putting permanent attribute cards on your player, even though it's not exactly that, and I almost got to that. And you can see we got 5 minutes of stoppage time right here. Lamela, bit of free space again, and I'm going to try that finesse shot because I just feel like it's going to go in. Nice save from Julio Cesar. But you can see we're putting those on target, and Lamela has a wonderful shot. And you're going to say, well, Japes, if his shot was so wonderful, careful, wouldn't those be going in? And for me, that's a matter of, do you see how close those are to going in every time? And he definitely has put some in for me over my time. I think Lamela and El Shaarawy were probably two of my most used players at the event, just because they were oh so good and oh so fun to play with. Short pass out is something that's actually quite good. It's very, very easy to pass it straight out wide to your outside backs and are pretty reliably not get it intercepted. And Cal's free on the break, 45th minute. Please, no. I have no idea what that cross was. And he just gives it up because he's probably holding sprint. And if you're holding sprint, trying to receive a pass that could be a little bit tricky. I'm talking about one, on a cross like that where it's coming in the air, not perfectly clean to a player's feet. If you're holding sprint, just like this past year's FIFA, chances are you're probably not going to come away with it. And now the 1-2 pass is definitely one of those things that's quite good as well. Lovely little tackle there from Abate. Abate quite good this year. And you can see though that the turning is something that it is going to take you guys a while to get used to. It took me probably took me the better part of 15, probably a better part of half the time I was there. So 15 to 20 games to fully feel comfortable with the way the turning mechanisms kind of work and with the way the sprinting. So you can't, I don't know, I've had to kind of adjust my style of play where as many of you guys know, I like to kind of just work it around the top of the box, wait for my opportunity. When the opportunity gets there, then I'll go ahead and score. Well, it's not as easy to just plain and simple hold the ball anymore like you could in the past FIFAs. In this year's, you're going to have to be a little bit more disciplined, because if you give it up, you're going to get yourself into some trouble. Now, Cal got him, it wasn't really feeling the Diego Costa of Atletico Madrid. So who does he bring on? He brings on a player I would probably put in the God tier of strikers. And when I say God tier, I mean probably the top 3 strongest strikers on the game. Maybe even the best striker on the game. His ball control, shot, strength, size. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is ridiculous. You can see I'm starting to get a little more comfortable there. I think I was unlucky not to get that back, but work a little bit harder, and we managed to retain possession. Taiwo, this is Africa, but doesn't manage to knock it in there. He has a very strong shot. He was a 76 gold, I think, in what I played. Little unlucky not to score from a corner. And there's actually a skill game now that works on heading and kind of teaches you a little bit about how to position yourself to win headers. And I think it's going to be fantastic for helping people learn how to defend corners. So once you get the game, the skill games, I'll actually probably do a video or 2 on that, or the ones that I think are most worthwhile to help you improve your skills, because they definitely did that. They'll help kind of curve, I guess, the transition period from going to 13 to 14 if you don't feel like going straight into online matches, especially in Ultimate Team. And that's, again, just trying out a little long shot, wanting to see what the power shots are like. Gonzalo Higuain, he was very, very good in and around the box area. The first couple games I played, I scored more than a handful of goals with him. In this game, though, he was a little bit absent. I don't think this formation kind of utilizes him in the best manner. Whereas Balotelli, though, on the other hand, you can kind of just put him wherever you want him. The Balotelli-El Shaarawy combo is just ridiculous. And this is what oh my word. Oh, baby talk dirty to me. That was a ridiculous shot from El Shaarawy, and that's what I was talking about with him just feeling like a ridiculous player in this game. I don't know what made me decide that I wanted to take this shot on, but I'm glad that I did. Look at that thing tuck in the top corner. No keeper in the world is going to be saving that one. Caught completely with his pants down. And that's why I think that EA's kind of been looking at checking out finesse shots, is because the ability to score things like that. Now, I couldn't score goals like that in head-to-head, so I don't know if it's just an Ultimate Team or if it's an overall thing, but I was pretty darn happy to score that goal. And that's why El Shaarawy, probably one of my favorite players that I used in Ultimate Team. Definitely will be one of the first players that I'll be trying to get or trying to pick up right away. Again, Lamela, maybe just a step down off El Shaarawy, but still a nice little bit of dribbling. His ball control is tight and close. And to do that turn inside right there, I was just tapping the left bumper rather than using the left trigger like I normally would do. So moving forward from there, we're going to be coming to a close of this match probably in the next 2 or 3 minutes. We got 60 minutes on the game clock. I'll try to talk through a few more topics. Cal going to bully his way on through with Ibra. I thought I locked onto him with Chiellini, and that's why Ibra is God tier. He is ridiculous. Even locking on to him with this strong, pacey center back like Chiellini, I was unable to just move the immovable object. Well, immovable would go with being moved, but unable to move Zlatan, and Cal tucks it away at the near post with a nice power shot, very reminiscent of FIFA 13 stuff. And that's me trying to use a fake shot and go back in the same direction. It just doesn't work the same way, though I feel like it was kind of overpowered. Now right there, I wasn't holding on to the trigger, or holding on to sprint. That's why I was able to turn more quickly. So you're gonna have to be very, very conscious of when you're using the right trigger now in Ultimate Team, which is awesome. I felt like that was kind of one of the issues with Ultimate Team in 13, is you could just hold the trigger down and hope for the best. And when Cal took that shot, we were kind of joking. We were like, well, Ibra's got it. Might as well have a go, because both of us know exactly how ridiculous Ibra is. Also, you guys will see in the description down at the end of this video, I'll link a bunch of the other guys that are uploading FIFA 14 content today, so you guys will be able to see some of their stuff as well if you are thirsting for more gameplay, more, exploration of what's going on in Ultimate Team, career mode, head-to-head, you name it. But there's that left bumper again, Lamela stepping inside, and I'm just all about that finesse shot in this game, having watched that back now, trying to score loads of them. But it's Balotelli, nice little turn, and a little left-footed finesse off the post. And again, I'm pretty sure that's going to be toned down, so you won't be able to score those as much. And a lovely little bicycle kicked attempt right there. I saw that happen, and I was like, if that goes in, that would be phenomenal. But it did not. So we're 72nd minute, 2-1 lead. And my 4-4-2, the second version, obviously doing a pretty good job of keeping Cal at bay, and Cal is just banking on Ibrahimovic, doing the dirty work, and managing to score some goals. Corners, like I mentioned before, there are some skill games that kind of help you defend them, but they are very, very difficult to defend if you do not have players that match up in size to your opposition. So size and strength is going to be a massive deal. I don't have any 6'4" players out on the pitch. I think Agbana's maybe 6'1", and he's the biggest. I know Balo's maybe 6'2", but he's not exactly stellar at marking. So Cal went ahead and brought this back to 2-2 with a wonderful halftime sub from Ibra. Nods home a header after a nice, he had this nice little first goal to begin with. And I'm a little bit worried at this point. You can see just the strength is ridiculous from Ibra. He's almost able to get a shot off there. But just maybe a little bit shy of doing that. Shaarawy, nice little bit of sprinting, and I thought, hey, why not? If you're going to have a few goes like that, I'm going to have a few goes like that, but unable to put that away. And a lot of what FIFA 14 is to begin with is kind of figuring out exactly what's going to work for you, what's not going to work. I'll do my best to explain or to talk about stuff that does work for me, but I would definitely recommend playing some games with your friends to begin with and just kind of getting a feel for it. Now, what's changed this year is in online friendlies where you just kind of do like a player friend or whatever, you now lose contracts, your players go down in fitness, but you do get coins for those matches, and they do count on your record. So that is that's kind of interesting. There's no, I guess, safe haven for not putting it on your record now. Now it's if you play a match, it is going on your record, unless of course it is the first match that you guys saw earlier where I just quit out of, where you play as one of the promo. I played as Alaba's 11 versus who is it? El Shaarawy's 11. So I'm pretty sure that's the only match that doesn't count. Everything else this year does count. One of the cool things, too, that you'll notice when you log into Ultimate Team for the first time is players that you get in your starter pack will have 45 contracts on them, which means that you're not going to have to worry about Cal spamming some skills, hoping for the best. I'm not too sure whether or not he was just swirling the right stick, hoping for good things to happen. But regardless, I'm going to make my way, get it out to El Shaarawy, and try to fire a long shot again. Sometimes it feels like it's quite difficult to break your opposition down in this game, and that's why I think I maybe was having a go, or maybe this was at the point where I was just trying to test out the long shots and see exactly what you could and couldn't do. I don't know if there'll be a long shot tutorial reminiscent of the old days out. I don't think I'll be the one to put it out, as they're quite simple. But I will be trying to do some tutorials coming up here, especially especially defensively, because I think defense is going to be much, much more difficult this year, and making sure to keep tabs and control the right player is going to be ever important. But there's the El Shaarawy run forward. If the pass had a little bit more on it, it would have been a lot easier to get in there. But nonetheless, get it back. Gonzalo Higuain Higuain, oh, the roulette's a fail, and that's got to be a foul, right? It is not. Lamella's there to pick it up and score a 90th minute winner. That is how this match is going to come to a close. That is how this video is going to come to a close as well. I know it's been long-winded, but I wanted to bring you guys a full gameplay just so you could see what a normal match of FIFA 14 Ultimate Team might look like. And a 90th minute winner to seal that deal. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy this video, like or thumbs up is always greatly appreciated. Make sure to click that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the FIFA 14 content. Other than that, my name is Japes, and I will catch you all next time. 4-3-3 formations and want to get outside attackers up the pitch going forward. This team was silly strong to play with. You can see it's at 100 chem. I don't think every player on here is at the proper chemistry, but Nangolan, that center mid right there from Belgium, I believe he plays for Cagliari in the Serie A, is extremely, extremely good on this game. Same thing with Axel Witsel, the Belgian center mid from Zenit. He links nicely with Hulk in this formation. Balos.